Okay, we're good to go.
Call to order the June 3rd, 2021 Brewery District Commission. The next monthly business meeting is at 12 noon on Thursday, June 17th. The next commission hearing, 4 o'clock Thursday on July 1st. If staff would raise their right hand, please. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Connie Torbeck, Assistant Historic Preservation Officer.
We need the introduction of commissioners present. Gerald Simmons, Commissioner present.
Cynthia Hunt, Commissioner present.
Jeff Pangonis.
William Hugus.
Minutes have been submitted for the May 6th meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second? Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Oh.
You probably
Sorry, we
need
need
to
to
do
do-
an individual
Unless you
vote.
want to call, do you want to call the roll on that, Jacqueline?
I will do that.
Connie.
Cynthia Hunt.
Abstain. I wasn't here.
Okay. Jeff Pangonis. I didn't hear anything. Jeff?
Sorry about that. Yes.
Okay. Bill Hugus
Aye.
and Jerry?
Aye.
Okay.
Do we have any staff approvals? I don't see any.
No.
That would bring us to application number 1.
Yes, well, actually, that was moved to staff approval, I will say so.
Right. Right.
1036 South Front Street. So this application was the result of a code order in regard to 3377.10, permanent on-premises ground signs, because 2 permanent ground signs were directed toward the street. One of those signs has been removed. Also, the remaining sign was refaced without a certificate of appropriateness. The application to retain that refaced sign and install 1 new wall sign was moved to staff approval at the May 20th business meeting, with the stipulation that all text below the reading of Big Room Bar, a bar with a radio problem, is to be eliminated. So that was the phone number and tweet stuff and all that. So the applicant agrees to that stipulation, and a COA for that has been issued. So all of that information beneath a bar with a radio problem will be eliminated.
Thank you.
And you'll see and approve the new version, Connie?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great, thanks.
Okay, number 2, this is for 111 Liberty Street. We do have someone attending for this, Michael Cox. This is for a new sign to remove the existing signage and install a 17.5 square foot internally illuminated wall sign. But to define that, really, the proposed sign meets the guidelines because it is designed in a simple fashion, does not include extraneous information, and is under 25 square feet. While light does emit through a translucent material on the sides of the triangular shapes only, all surfaces facing the street and the sides of the sign cabinet are opaque, so light does not shine through those areas. For those reasons, recommend approval of the application as submitted.
Did you say the applicant was present?
Yes, Michael Cox.
Mr. Cox, do you wish to make any comments or have any questions or participate?
Well, I'll participate as needed. I don't think I have anything additional to add to what the sign is. I mean, it's pretty low key as far as I'm concerned.
Is there any discussion from the commissioners?
No, I don't have any comments. I just, procedurally, our code would typically not allow this. I think we're looking at this favorably because it is subdued in nature and graphic in nature rather than advertising in nature. So I just wanted to say that to be on the record.
We
If that's-
could approve it as a test case if it made the other commissioners feel comfortable about that.
I think that's a great idea.
Does someone
And
want to
that's
make a
also the
motion?
reason. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that's also the reason I was looking at it that way, because I don't know what the measurement is exactly. Maybe Mr. Cox could confirm, but I think that's only about, I don't know, a half an inch thick or something, those triangular shapes.
1
Yeah.
inch.
Yes,
1
so,
inch, okay.
yeah, 1 inch maximum, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's worth a try. I like the graphic nature. Yes, it's not typically what we would approve, but I think it's worth a test.
Just
Someone wa-
one piece of information now. My understanding is that the
Before you go
brewer-
on, Mr. Cox, before you go on, if you're going to comment, could you raise your right hand, please?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Proceed.
Okay, so my understanding is that the brewery district has adopted the short north criteria as a guideline for signage. Halo lit channel letters and this type of, which is really considered as a halo lit letter, because the lighting is around the outside of it, not through the vertical face of the sign. So, you know, in answer to that that question, as far as being a test case, it really does conform to those guidelines. So, if that's helpful at all.
I thought I understood that light projected through the white stripes on the sign.
No, that is
Not on the
that
face.
everything you see on the vertical plane is opaque.
What is
So
the
Oh, I
what
didn't
is the
realize that.
night
I
view
thought it
trying to
was coming through.
represent?
So that is
Right.
light that's coming out the side of the triangular shapes and just illuminating like a halo around the outside of it.
All right,
So-
I got it. Okay. Anyway, I'm supportive, so thanks for the clarification.
Anyone want to make a motion?
I move to approve as submitted, Hugus.
Second.
As a test case. Amendment
As a
to
test
be a
case.
pilot. Yeah.
Any further discussion? Anyone take the roll?
Bill Hugus,
Aye.
F. Pongonis,
Yes.
Cynthia Hunt,
Aye.
Jerry Simmons.
Aye.
Okay, that's
Approved.
approved.
Thank you, Mr. Cox.
All right.
Good luck.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, number 3 is 897 South Front Street. And we have Kyle Green attending this. So this is Demolition and New Addition. Demolish the existing 1-story rear frame section of the building and build a new 2-story rear addition for the submitted photos. The following revisions have been made to address comments at the May 20th business meeting. They reduced the width of the addition to increase the setback on either side to 5.5 inches, lowered the roof fascia of the addition so that it doesn't align with the existing, and changed the windows to be 1/1. The existing rear addition does not appear to be the extension shown in 1901 Sanborn or has been highly modified multiple times since 1921. The proposed addition is contemporary in spirit to distinguish it from the existing structure, but still maintains a visual relationship to the existing architectural character of the original structure, which is what the Brewery District guidelines say on page 57. In regard to the windows, after I will be going out to do a site visit to look at those more closely, and then that could actually be a staff approval if I get the information that I need.
Existing windows.
The existing windows
being black.
on the
Being
house.
black, Connie. Is that what you're talking about? The color,
whether they can be
or
replaced
what are you
at all.
looking at?
Well,
Okay.
both, so if you want to discuss the color, definitely do that. Otherwise, recommend approval with any required modifications and with final drawings to be submitted to HPO staff for review and approval.
Do we have a representative of the applicant?
Yes, Kyle
Yeah.
Green.
Mr. Green, put your right hand, swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you. Do you have any comments, any suggestions? Would you like to make a presentation?
I think Connie outlined it pretty well. I'd just like to say that the existing one-story is sort of pulling away from the brick building, and and it's sort of deteriorating in certain areas. So yeah, I agree that I think this was probably a newer build that was built on older foundation. And I also submitted some additional photos that show that as well. But yeah, I'm here to answer any questions.
Well, you've done everything that we discussed in the business meeting. I appreciate that. It looks good to me.
Hey, Bill, I thought we discussed leaving. I think we said leave the windows, but take the basement apron. Is this that one to white, or is that a different one? I'm sorry, I don't remember.
I don't know what you're talking about there, so it must be a different one.
No, remember we talked about the fact we weren't happy with the black window surrounds on the main building, or was that
But
one
the
where the
main
lintels were
building
black as well?
is not including
No, that's-
the windows.
That was 919 South High.
Okay, thank you, Connie. I'm remembering a different place. My apologies.
Yeah.
That's the next
Yeah.
one.
Bill, could I
I
ask
don't
a
have-
question of you?
Yeah, sure.
Bill, could I ask a question of you? I did
Yes.
ask, and they submitted a section for the overhangs, because just looking at the rendering, to me, the overhangs looked a little slim. So is that a good overhang for you or not?
I think it just needs a minor overhang. I think it's fine. If it's too wide, it'll look odd where it intersects the existing building brick.
Okay.
So I think it's fine. I think the only issue may be we may want a little bit of an overhang on the gable end as well. The rendering looks flush to me, but maybe not. Oh no, there's an overhang. Take that back. I think it looks fine the way it's drawn.
Okay, we have overhang on the gable end as well. In terms of the side overhang, given that we're set back about 5.5 inches, I went ahead and extended those overhangs a little bit at working with Connie in this past week, so that it, like you said, there wasn't a weird condition where it would like half hit the existing building. I wanted to make sure that came off at least an inch or two farther than the existing building, so that we can do a proper turn at the end. And not make
Good point.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any
And then
further discussion?
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
Sure.
There was a sign shown on the rendering on the rear of the building, but we don't have details of that. So I'm assuming that's to be submitted later.
Yeah, that's not part of the application, and yeah,
Okay.
we'll come back for any sort of sign back there, of course.
The ridge material for the addition, what do you propose? I can't tell.
I'm sorry, you cut out for a second for me. The ridge, is that what you said?
Yeah, yes.
So we're proposing to match with the existing roofing material, which is asphalt shingle, and match it in color. I'd have to double.
Is the existing hip roof, does it have a historical ridge roll?
No.
Oh,
It should have.
should have. Can we encourage you to put that on the building?
I'm looking at, I'm trying to verify. I believe it just.
It's just
says
shingle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to verify that quickly, but I believe that's the case.
It would be a pretty simple procedure to do.
Add a ridge roll, metal ridge roll.
Yeah, and paint it gray to match the shingle color.
Okay.
That's it for this, Commissioner.
I think
Any
that's
further
something-
discussion?
I'm comfortable with it.
Do we have a motion?
I move to approve as the revised submission.
Is there a second? Okay. Any further discussion? Connie, would you take the roll?
Cynthia Hunt,
Aye.
Jeff Pongonis,
Aye.
Bill Hugus,
Aye.
Jerry Simmons.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It's approved, sir.
Thank you very much,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, that leaves us to number 4. And I know there are people present, but I'm not sure who all wants to speak. Okay, so this is for the Southwind Motel. I hear myself echoing. Does anyone else?
Yes.
Yes.
Someone needs to be muted.
Yeah, I'm searching for.
Dave, can you mute yourself? Hello?
You
Okay,
have to
that
be
did it.
muted.
That did it. Okay, so this is for installation of a new sign, reshingling the roof with at this point anyway, a shingle from the approved list, replacing the tongue and groove wood paneling, then the redwood lap siding, a new anodized aluminum storefronts, metal sliding windows to be changed to vinyl, new metal hotel doors to be painted blue with white jambs, new metal handrails to be painted white, and painting the soffit white. So following discussion at the April 22nd business meeting, revised drawings were submitted. The changes were change the wood from tiger wood to redwood as suggested, change the office lobby storefront from black to white, change room windows from black vinyl to white vinyl, change second floor walkway handrail from painted black to painted white, and change the door trim from black to white. A variance to the guidelines regarding pole signs would be required to submit installation to support installation of a new pole sign. While the proposed new sign does not replicate or resemble the original sign, historically, motel signage was up to the personality and taste of each property owner of these independent motels, and also their individual budget and what kind of promoter they were for their business and the community. And since I've done some research on signage before, I included a quote from Signs of Our Times. John Margolis wrote, "In a frenzy to convince motorists to spend the night and their money, highway advertisers turned the roadside into a visually vibrant shopping spree. Early businesses vied madly for the driver's attention. Their imagery, often overlaid with highly regionalized flavors, symbolized the newfound ambiance of life on the open road. Signs were exuberant and joyful joyfully individualized." So the replacement materials for siding replicates the original materials and is appropriate. The proposed paint colors for doors and railings is appropriate. The wood doors and metal railings are materials that would have been painted originally and could be painted to reflect the taste of a particular owner. The original aluminum windows would not have been painted. Replacement with new aluminum sliding windows or an appropriate alternative material reflecting the silver gray color would be appropriate. A physical window sample should be submitted for review by the Commission and staff for any proposed window not included on the approved windows list. So recommend approval of a new pole sign for this particular property to support its continued original use as a motel, which is the first standard for alteration. Every reasonable effort shall be made to use the property for its originally intended purpose. Recommend approval of the proposed wood siding, roofing materials, and door and trim and railing paint colors. Recommend consideration of new aluminum windows or further research into alternative materials and colors to reflect the profile and color of the original aluminum windows, and a physical window sample for review by the commissioners and staff. That's all.
Jerry, you're on mute.
Not, but I don't hear him. No. Bill? I
Bill,
can't
you're
hear
also
you
on mute.
Is the front section, the windows and the doors all aluminum white finish?
Bill, do we
And
want
the
to
rear.
ask them if we want to ask them anything they want to present first before we ask questions?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we still can't hear Jerry.
No, we don't have you, Jerry.
Jerry, give
We
a
can see you
thumbs up
trying
if
to
you
talk.
want someone else to chair. Okay. Cynthia, do you want to take over chairing until he can?
Sure. Do any of the representatives have anything they would like to add to the staff comments or just comment in general?
I do. Thank
If
you.
the answer is, let me swear you in first. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth in these proceedings?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Thank you very much. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Michael Kelly with Kelly Companies. I'm here with Joan and Andrew, who are with Flat Black, and they've been helping with this, not only the sign design, but all of the interior and exterior design. And if I could just make a few comments at the business meeting, I think the two main points of discussion were on the wood and on the windows. On the wood, we had previously shown tiger wood, and we understand the feedback of wanting something that more closely resembles what the historic postcard showed, and so we've switched that to redwood, and so we'll be submitting samples of either cedar or a red oak to try to mimic as closely as possible that natural wood that's in the postcard. On the windows, I understood that the commission was hesitant at best about what we showed before was black vinyl. I think one comment was that just black in general might be more of a trendy color. And then of course, vinyl raised some concerns as well as a material. We've changed it to white vinyl and have made corresponding changes to the other elements that we think should match the window color. So the door trim, the second floor railing, and then the stairs. We would respectfully request that the commission consider perhaps a deviation from their normal standard in allowing white vinyl on this building. We do think this is a distinguishable project from many of the ones that come before you, certainly from single family homes. This is a motel that's being restored and renovated at great expense in an upgrade from what it is existing. And I think it has a very positive impact on the community. And it's something that really that type of restoration of a motor lodge or a motel that's in this type of condition is not something that's been done before. And it is a difficult project to pull off from a cost standpoint and a risk standpoint. By doing white vinyl, we would be able to replicate the historic color of that second floor railway. If you look at the postcard, that is a white railing and also the stairs. You can kind of see it there. So it would allow us to more closely mimic the historic view in that respect. half the windows on this building, actually, all the windows facing south have already been replaced with vinyl windows. Although those, those aren't visible from this view, but they are there. And we would just also want to say that we are, spending money and effort on trying to make other improvements to the exterior that are arguably more noticeable than the material of the windows, as far as trying to restore that historic look. And that includes the wood, the natural wood veneer, whether it be cedar or redwood, the handrail, like I just mentioned, including completely replacing that, as Bill mentioned, or Bill suggested, with the horizontal rail look that would, I think, tie nicely with the horizontal wood element. And then we're also going to be cleaning all of that stone and brick. The brick has a lot of paint splatter. The stone hasn't been cleaned in decades, and I think that'll really bring back a lot of the historic look. Some people suggested that we try to paint the brick all white or something, which would obviously be a deviation from historic, and we're not doing that. As Connie knows well, when you're on the National Register or local register of historic places, you're held to the highest standards of historic preservation. And this is typically, when someone is on those national or local registers, it's because they're pursuing historic tax credits, and they're taking on those additional burdens of the high standards in exchange for the benefit of historic tax credits. One of those standards that would be typically applied at the highest level would not be to allow vinyl replacement windows. On this project, I didn't pursue designation as a historic building or tax credits, in part because of the timing constraints associated with that, but also specifically because I wanted to be able to use vinyl replacement windows. If we used aluminum, which is the historic preference, it would be 3 to 4 times the cost. I did not anticipate that the Brewery District Commission would require something greater than vinyl, fiberglass, or aluminum, and that's my fault. It's nobody's fault but my own for not anticipating that. But what I'm now facing is a worst of all worlds scenario where I don't have historic tax credits, but I am being held to the same standards of historic preservation with respect to the windows and other elements that one would be if they were getting tax credits. So I would just request that the commission do consider vinyl replacement windows. You can see there's about 24 just on that side alone. And we would use as high quality vinyl as we can, and certainly we'd submit that to Connie and get her blessing on it if it's deemed acceptable by the commission. Thank you.
Is there any other comment from the principals from the project? Anybody else wish to speak? Okay, I'm turning it over to the commissioners for questions. Bill, would you like to start?
Again, the section parallel to High Street only, would that also be vinyl, or would that be aluminum, white aluminum?
Connie, I know we've been back and forth on that. And what is your understanding of our current application on that question? The storefront would be aluminum.
I thought they were different materials proposed at this time, but you can clarify.
And I think that's accurate. So yeah. The windows facing High Street on that portion that's most visible that you're identifying, Bill, would be fiberglass.
White fiberglass.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the profile of the fiberglass is a lot sharper than the vinyl, and I think that would be acceptable.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments, Bill?
No, they've pretty much done everything we commented on, and I don't know who commented about the painting the stone, but it definitely needs to stay natural.
Yeah, I think so too. I didn't remember that somebody represented that. Jeff, is there anything you would like to ask questions about?
I just want a little bit of clarity on the windows. I'm not super wound up about it. I just want to understand it. So, Bill, what you're suggesting is that it's going to be acceptable to do fiberglass windows on the High Street frontage, and
Right.
the balance of the building can be vinyl windows, and that exception is appropriate here because of cost or because of architecture? I'm sorry, style is what I meant.
Well, in order to encourage this to get redeveloped the way it is, I think it's prudent to give them something back. And I do think the east-west leg can be vinyl. It's something you don't see until you get into the parking lot, etc. So I would be okay with that. Fiberglass is improved quite a bit in profile and durability, so I'm comfortable with the parallel section to high being fiberglass.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that too. Bill, just for my recollection, and I do remember these conversations that fiberglass is improving. Do we have other examples of approving that material?
I am not aware of any. Maybe
I don't
Connie
think so.
might be.
Yeah,
There's a
Connie, what's your
fiberglass
reaction?
windows. Fiberglass windows. There's a couple of them on the approved list, and that's the one that
okay.
I had referred Mr. Kelly to. And I went out and looked at some, and I screwed up my photo, so I was going to show them to you. But the Pella Impervia fiberglass window. And they did make it in a gray, and it was installed on 17th Street on the Bryden Road Historic District, and they look really good. And it replaced these aluminum type windows, so that's what I really was hoping would be approved. But that Michael was saying that the gray is not. I haven't checked. Not that I don't. Not saying that I don't trust him, but it's saying that the gray is not made anymore. But I still think before, if you do, the commission cannot use cost as a reason to
as a basis for the
approve
change,
something.
Right.
So you're going to have to, if you come
you're,
up, you either
Connie,
have to.
I'm sorry, carry on.
You either have to deny it and then approve it under substantial economic hardship or unusual and compelling circumstances.
Is there any other way to approve a fiberglass window and a vinyl window on any of our projects without going through that process?
Not that I can think of, unless you, I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Can it be distinguishable?
Unless you can say for some reason it's historically appropriate, which I don't think it is. I mean, if you have a physical example, which is generally what is required, and you may be able to look at that next month, or if a physical example of the.
Could that come through as a staff approval to look at could that come through as a staff approval for us to say conceptually we're okay with that? And you look at the physical examples of both and give your judgment, or is that too onerous?
I think that puts a little bit too much on me as staff, since it's, since I don't agree with it.
I'm fine with that. I just thought I'd ask.
Connie, can we unpack that a second? So, Connie, you're not in agreement because of the color?
Because we haven't seen a sample. We haven't seen it. We don't know what the profile is. I do know what the profile of the Pella Impervia fiberglass window is. Any vinyl windows that we've looked at.
It's not on the approved. It's not on the approved list, Jeff.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm sorry. I'm trying to look at two screens at once to see the window that we're looking at. What brand? Oh, it's a gel. Which one is it? I'm sorry.
The Pella Impervia. It's only approved for casement windows, but I think the sliding window would be, similar. And like I said, the HRC approved one. It's at on 17th Street, just off of Bryden Road.
But the Pella window is the window for the front facade, right? That's what you're recommending for the front facade. The gel win is what they're requesting on the south facade, Jeff. So what Connie's saying is that we can't make that determination without the window being on the approved list and or you being able to see the profile of the vinyl windows, which historically have not been that quality, and that's what you're concerned about.
Right, and tend to also be kind of shiny.
Can we see an elevation of the front of the building while we're having this discussion? How many windows are we talking about here?
There's at least one window for each room, and there's 24 rooms on that north-facing side.
Oh, he's talking about the High Street side first.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
So on the High Street
I'm sorry.
side,
Thank you,
on the
Cynthia.
High Street side, on the High Street side, are you opposed to using the Pella window that is on the list and approved?
Oh, no, we're not. Sorry, not at all.
Okay, all right. So you're okay with that. And our preference is that it be an aluminum color if you can make that work. So Connie's going to need to see that color. Now that part's done. Let's look at the south side. South side right now, you're recommending gel win and you're recommending vinyl, and we're saying we can't do that within our guidelines as it stands now without physically seeing it. And I don't even know, have you priced the Pella version for the south side as well to see how close or how far it is from your budget?
Yes, it's about 3 times as expensive as the vinyl. And we did look for Pella in Northern Windows and Doors told us they didn't have the gray fiberglass. We will try to find it we didn't exhaust that search from all manufacturers. So I guess yeah.
There might be other fiberglass, windows out there that we could look at, because you can look at any make or model, but we have to see it physically. And that's been hard over the past year, but I think we're going to be able to do that soon.
So there are 2 paths. There are 2 paths. Path 1 is that you bring the materials in, let us see them and Connie see them for the south side vinyl, and we compare that, and or look for any fiberglass alternatives, right? Path 2 is we deny it and we go the path of the economic hardship. I don't think I've seen that done, Connie, so what would that require?
Economic hardship?
Mm-hmm.
Submitting a lot of financial records for the commission to review for this project and any other your income for 2 years. I can send that information. Some people don't like to do that.
It is possible though, Connie, if we brought in the sample of the vinyl windows to next month's meeting, that the commission would have grounds to potentially approve that?
Yes.
We would be happy to do that.
As a test case.
Exactly. I mean, we don't get many of these mid-century modern type buildings.
Right.
So I do think at least the front section, aside from color issue, I think the impervious would be fine. They're on the list. Yeah, they're supposed to be casement, but these aren't historic double hung windows. They're sliders. So in my mind, and if we couldn't get to the right gray, if it's too dark, I would rather see them white, because white would be an obvious historic color back then for the whole building.
Bill, if money were no object, we would prefer this building had aluminum windows all the way around it, right?
Absolutely.
And yeah, okay.
But you're
So we're trying to
you're
work
saying
with
you're
you.
considering money, and you can't do that in the
I guess
No,
we can't.
I know. I'm not making a
No,
suggestion.
no,
I'm just
he's not making a judgment that way. He's just he's assessing. the
thinking
question.
out loud.
Let me ask, let's put the windows aside for the moment and let's think about the rest of the building. Are there any, Jerry, I haven't asked you yet. Do you have any feedback on the application or any questions you would like to ask? And can you speak?
We
Okay,
can't hear him still.
All right. Jeff and Bill, do you have any other thoughts on any other aspects of the application?
No, actually, I think all the rest of the presentation is very good.
I agree with that. And Connie, I very much appreciate your exuberant description of what's an appropriate signage. You and I both had that reaction to the signage from the beginning, so I think that it's a good defense. So I think we're at a situation we could approve except for the windows and have the window pads laid out. Does that make the most sense?
And
Could I separate that into two different votes? Windows.
Could I interrupt?
Okay.
Oh, could I interrupt just for just a minute in regard to Jerry?
Yeah.
Adam Friedman from the City Attorney's Office. Could I ask you a question?
Yes.
So since the chair, Jerry Simmons, he's got some technical difficulties. Could he vote or make comments through chat or by a thumbs up or anything, or does he have to just sit out?
If he's, I don't have any specific code language to give you a definitive answer, but I believe that as long as this is being recorded, his visual confirmation or denial would act as his response, his intent. And since it is being recorded, he could leave comments in the chat, which is a record of the meeting itself too. So I think that would be an acceptable form of communication, given the technical difficulties.
Although Jacqueline's chat is not part of the recording, is it?
Yeah, that's correct. Actually, Jerry, have you tried sliding back out an inch just to see if something that simple would fix it?
I think he said he would try. There we go.
This is Jerry's last meeting here, so we want to get his participation.
I was informed that the chat is not part of the record, so unfortunately that's not an option.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you.
Well, back to my original comment. When are we going to do this in person again?
And
right,
officially, all I can say is you will hear that from Mark Travillas.
Oh, I'm sorry, Connie. I was just trying to fill the air. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll give Jerry a minute here.
The simplest, I think, would be to separate this application into two parts: the sign and everything but the windows, and then the windows as a separate vote, so that they can proceed in some manner how they prefer.
And I think we take the windows and continue it to next time, but we essentially think we can vote on the first one. I just want to make sure if Jerry has comments that he gets a chance to insert them in the record. So give us a second. And Connie, if Jerry is not able to vote, we do not have a quorum, right?
Yes, you do, because you have you have 5 people on, and you have on the commission currently, sitting on the commission currently, and you have 3 here, so that is a quorum.
All right. So shall we assume that we haven't heard Jerry come back in yet, that we should move ahead, or do you want to give him a little more time?
Just because this is his last meeting, let's give him a little bit more time.
Sure.
I think that's a nice thing to do.
So we'll be back next month, obviously for the windows, but also for design on the landscaping, as well as solar panels if we do decide to present those.
Okay. And Michael, if you want to meet on site sometime, we can maybe look at the existing windows and kind of discuss, what I'm looking for, what I think I'm looking for after having looked at so many different windows over the years.
That'd be great. I'll reach out and schedule a time next week.
Okay.
I think
Connie,
I heard
we
you say
we appreciate your expertise. Go ahead. Sorry, Jeff.
Oh, I was just asking for some clarification. I think I heard you mention that there are several different types of windows on site right now. Is that correct?
Yes, right now there's what we think may be the original aluminum windows, which are in really bad shape, but they're the silver ones. On the south side, all of the units have a bathroom that faces south, and those windows are all white vinyl replacement. I'm not sure when they were replaced, but relatively recently.
So Connie, since the east-west wing is already vinyl, you're indicating we can't approve another vinyl window in its place, like for like?
Someone did that without approval. So, you know, who knows when that was done, and that's unfortunate that was done, but that's basically a code violation.
Well,
but we
what
would,
if they
you
did
couldn't,
that before?
Bill, you know that answer.
Well, hold on. I by the way, I'm not trying to, I just want to understand here. So what if that was done before our code? Before the VDC was,
it could have been,
pulled
but
together?
that only has to do with that. It's the backside elevation that has the vinyl windows, right, Michael?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we're not really.
The balcony side doesn't have windows, vinyl windows?
No.
Take it all back.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to stir the pot.
All right, I'm going to call the
Yeah, I don't think
question.
he's coming back.
Anyone like to make a motion on the non-Windows aspect of the application?
Well, the client has to alter the application for us. We can't merely lop something off.
Okay. So, client, would you like to modify your application?
Yes, we would. Can I do it verbally here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We would modify our application to remove the windows from the requested approval, but keep everything else.
Is there a motion on this topic?
So
I'll make
Yes,
that
Jeff.
motion.
Second.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. Will you call any discussion? Okay, Connie, will you call the vote, please?
I'm sorry, I'm confused on what your motion is. Are you
to
splitting?
The motion is to approve the application less the windows.
Okay, so is that BD 2106004A?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Good job.
and that was Bill and Jeff?
Yes. Or
Jeff-
Jeff and Bill,
Jeff made the
whichever
motion.
you prefer.
Jeff made the motion, Bill seconded.
Okay. So we'll call the roll. Cynthia Hunt,
If you would do that, aye.
Bill Hugus,
Aye.
Jeff Pongonis.
Aye.
Okay, so that's approved. And then can 004B
And then do we need to
be
do anything,
continued?
the windows? Yeah, do we need, yes.
To continue that?
Do we need the client to say that they wish to have a second motion, which includes the windows?
I think he already
So
did
you,
that.
as the client, would,
Okay. Yes,
all
we
right,
would.
that's fine. If you're okay with that, we're okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, second motion that would, I guess I'm requesting approval of windows as presented in the application.
Okay.
Are you
Is there
asking
any
for a
discussion
denial?
from the?
Oh.
You're
No.
asking to be you're asking to be continued to
Yes.
to the July meeting, I believe.
Okay, I propose,
Perfect.
request that we be continued to the July meeting.
All right.
And if you need any of us out at the site to look at windows and profiles that you may be proposing, I'd be glad to.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. Thank you. We will get word out to the entire commission for that.
Well, the entire
think
commission
that's
can't
great.
do it.
No.
Okay, to individual members.
Perhaps Bill and
How
Bill
about-
and me. If
how-
that's
Yeah. Connie has to be there.
Okay.
Bill's making the offer, so that can work.
okay. So did we have a motion on that continuing?
I'll make the motion to continue the windows.
I second.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay. Cynthia Hunt,
Agree.
Bill Hughes,
Aye.
Aye.
and Jeff.
Aye.
Okay, so that's continued to the July meeting. We fall apart when Jerry's not here.
Where's our fearless leader of 25 years?
Cynthia will get into the rhythm.
Yes, that's something we will have to have is new election for office.
Elections. Yep. We look forward to seeing the windows next time. Thanks for hanging in with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Oh, Jerry's back. Jerry's back.
He is? I don't see him.
I see his name.
I don't see him.
I don't actually.
Oh, yeah, he's there, but we still can't hear him and stuff.
Okay.
Sorry, Jerry.
All right, so what do we need to do now?
I hope that Jerry can hear us, and I would just like to say under new business that Gerald Simmons, who has been serving the commission for over 20 years, I'm not sure how many exactly, is retiring his seat on the commission. And I wish he was here to say a couple of words that we could actually hear. But,
are you there, Jerry? I thought I heard you a minute ago. Can you hear us? No.
Well,
Jerry,
anybody have anything else?
Immensely for all of your work, and we wish you all the best. And
Yes.
we're open to guest appearances anytime.
Yeah, I agree with that. Thanks so much, Jerry. Maybe you can at least show up at our next business meeting, or we can hijack you for a happy hour sometime.
Great.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we ready to conclude?
Yes, we are.
Any other new business we need to discuss?
Not that I have, no.
Can I have a motion? Can I have a motion to end the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Cynthia?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And Jeff?
Aye.
Okay, we are adjourning at 4:56 p.m.
Thank you.
It's been fun, kids. Take care, everybody.
Bye,
See you in
everyone.
a couple of
Have a
weeks.
good weekend.
Bye. Thanks,
You too.
Jacqueline.